I mean, yeah.
Formula E leaves the wonderful Sao Paulo Sambadrome and makes its way over for the first ever time to Tokyo. We're at the exhibition centre for what is round 5 of the season. Next time out in Misano, it's a doubleheader before Monte Carlo enters in April. May sees Berlin and Shanghai. June sees Portland, London. In July rounds out the longest season. In the Drivers' Championship as well, Cassidy leads the way, an absolutely dominant performance at the moment, but he's being chased down by Verline. But then look at Sam Bird, now up to 6th position. He now has to start from the back of the grid. Still no points, though, amazingly, for De Vries in that Mahindra. However, times can change, starting up in 12th position. In the team standings as well, Jaguar on 96, running away with it compared to Porsche on 61. No points for Mahindra or Cooper. Both, however, have out-qualified themselves today. And we are all set to go for what is going to be a very interesting Tokyo E-Prix for the first time as we gear up for the start. 33 scheduled laps ahead of us as well. I'm delighted to say that alongside me in the commentary box is Formula E Zone's own pit reporter. And he's helped us out a couple of times and finally gets to come up to the main box. Jack Pickering, or to his friends Pico. Hello Pico, how are you doing? Good morning to you.
Morning. I've just woken up. It's great to be here. We've had I have been on, but as like a little VT thing before. But it's good to be brought up to the big time, to the comms box.
Ed Hunter, if anybody is wondering, will be in the background towards later on in the day. That's because he's at his grandfather's house at the moment, and I don't really think waking up a bunch of people is the right idea. So he'll be with us later for some post-race analysis and probably some smiles and some frowns, depending on how he's feeling. Pretty much normal. But Pico, we're coming into the championship now after what we had a month and a half break. Sao Paulo really delivered. Sam Bird at the last corner taking the win. Now here into a brand new unknown, and it's Nissan and Oliver Rowland who seem to have swept the weekend. He's got pole position. Do you think he's got a realistic shot of taking victory?
Yeah, Tokyo is a really tough act to follow after Sao Paulo's fantastic race. But this is a weekend for Formula E that it's probably the biggest weekend in Formula E history. They've wanted this race for ages, and I think it's very poetic that Oliver Rowland took pole position. And we saw what happened in Sao Paulo. The Nissan powertrain can clearly fight for the victory today. So yeah, I genuinely think Ollie has a fantastic chance.
Looking further back, Sam Bird starts in 22nd position. Few drivers were under investigation for impeding. One driver who had his lap time deleted was Nick Cassidy. That kicked him out of the duels. Cassidy now starts all the way down in 19th place. It's a very jumbled up grid, isn't it? So anybody further back who's out of position, do you think that could really charge up the field? Because it is a tight, twisty circuit, this.
Yeah, the first sort of 8 corners of the circuit is very tight and twisty, and then it sort of opens up a little bit, and that's where we're probably going to get some overtaking, potentially into that turn 10-11 chicane, and then down into, I'm just trying to count the corners through my head, is it turn 14 or 15 down there? So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be an interesting one. I don't think we're going to see as many overtakes as we saw in Sao Paulo. But yeah, it's a very jumbled up grid. Who would have thought that the first 4 teams on the grid would have been Nissan, Maserati, Mahindra, and ERT, locking out the front 2 rows?
It's
I would not do that whatsoever.
I wouldn't either. I was surprised at ERT from Sergio Senti Camara. Okay, I don't know if they're going to go to an outbreak or not, but let's hear more about Nick Cassidy as he's gone down. He's been speaking with Formula E.
You're from New Zealand, but do you consider Tokyo a home away from home?
Yeah, I do. It's almost like a home race. I've got a lot of friends here. I spent a fair bit of time in Japan, and I must say as well, my life changed a lot over the years. I was here for 6 years. I came here for racing, for my career, and ended up being the place that my career took off, more or less.
Do you speak any Japanese?
A little bit. So when I first came here, I was big about trying to improve my discipline as a racing driver. I put myself into language class school for 6 months, and that was a big part of my adaptation to Japan.
Can you tell us something in Japanese?
Chotto nihongo, ganbarimasu.
Which means?
Which means I only speak a little bit of Japanese, but I'll try my best.
Well, hey, I've worked up an appetite. I think we found a great place. Let's get some breakfast.
We have, so.
Well, first and foremost, this looks incredible, and we'll get to it in a second. But this is the first time Formula E has graced Tokyo with its presence. Sir, what makes it different racing over in Japan compared to other places that you've raced before?
I look at Japan as a massive motorsport culture. I think they have between 8 to 10 racetracks, a really big fan base. It's very unique to have something in the middle of Tokyo. The races and racetracks are quite remote and let's say difficult to get to. So to be in the center and have Formula E accessible to so many people so easily this weekend is pretty special.
Have you taken a peek at the racetrack yet? What are your first thoughts? This is going to be kind of a level playing field. Everyone coming in fresh-faced and ready to hit a brand new racetrack.
New tracks in Formula E are quite common, so as teams, we do a lot of simulations with different software strategies to understand these new circuits. And even though it's a new circuit, we kind of come in here with a fair bit of information already. And Friday afternoon, we'll find out if we're on the money or not.
What do you think your chances are keeping that top spot all season long?
Oh, it's difficult to really say, but all I can say is that I'm confident the car's working well. Had really good momentum at the end of last year, and we came close to the championship. Ultimately now the target's obviously to get it done, so I think we put a good shot.
It's Jaguar and Cassidy on top.
This looks incredible. Some of it I don't actually know what I am looking at. I'm hoping that you can help me a little bit. Can you walk us through what the traditional Japanese breakfast may look like and what we're looking at here?
Obviously we're going to start off with the complicated stuff. We have here some rice.
Complicated.
Complicated. I'm not sure if you've come across an egg. Sorry, I'm bad jokes. I'm trying my best. To be honest, I'm a big fan of miso soup with any kind of Japanese meal. Very healthy as well. What I would say is that Japanese cuisine is quite wide-ranged and very, very healthy, very, very dense and, how do you say, from a culture point of view. Japan takes a lot of pride in their food, and it's actually very special, I would say.
Well, thank you for taking us through this. I think we're actually hungry, and we might dig into this after this cuts, but good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Enjoy.
And as we gear up, let's head down to the grid for all the reaction. We'll hand over to JJ.
Absolute chaos, it really is, but we are joined by an absolute superstar from Fast and Furious. Sung Kang, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You and Billy are good friends, getting on really well. You got some history, haven't you?
That's right. Billy's mother, Amanda, actually is the head hair, I guess.
Makeup, yeah.
Makeup department for the Fast and Furious movie.
So cool.
I set up, we're just talking about, I set up Billy's Instagram.
Long time ago that was. We were saying nearly 10 years ago. Crazy.
How great is it to see Formula E here in Tokyo?
I think it's such a fitting city. Tokyo being this postmodern city, Formula E being this postmodern motorsport, right? I mean, what a great combination, right? And the weather today is like we've been blessed by the car gods, right?
Yeah, we have, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously, people know you very well from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Did you understand a lot about the car culture in Japan before you took on the role?
No, it was a huge education for me, and I've just been fortunate that the car community in Japan and all over the world, because of the Fast and Furious films, has just embraced me. So, I mean, Japan is one of my favorite countries. I go to Kyoto. Kyoto is literally my favorite city in the world, and I have so many friendships that have developed because of cars out of Japan. So it's like a home away from home.
Well, Sung, you touched on, you said earlier that you had a chance to drive the Gen 3 car.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
Well, first of all, you know, it's surprising that they actually let me in that car, because I don't know if they saw my credentials. You know, I play pretend for a living. They just let me drive this thing. And then on the first straightaway, like, I spun out, did a little Tokyo drifting, but I mean, the response, that throttle response is instantaneous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty magical experience, right? So.
Can be scary as well. I've been in
Super
one.
scary, yeah, right? Yeah.
You did some filming, didn't you, with some of the drivers as well for one of our opening scenes down in the garage?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a nice homage to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
You know,
Was it enjoyable to film with the drivers as well, get to know them a little bit?
Yeah. Who did I meet?
There's a few there. Jake Dennis
I
was
know
there.
a good
there was
pal of mine,
Sasha.
Dan Tixham's a big
Dan,
fan of yours.
Today I got to visit him, and then and Sergio, right? Yeah, so they're right there, Sergio and Dan Ticktum. Yeah.
That's exactly where they are.
Yeah.
All right, son, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy your day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we are counting down to the race here in Tokyo as the drivers are getting into their cars and making their final preparations. Oliver Rowland is on pole, and the race is coming up in just a moment. First, though, if you're new to this incredible form of sport, have a look at this.
Formula E, the world's first electric single-seater racing series. Now in its 10th season, FE showcases nose-to-tail racing while maintaining a net-zero carbon footprint. This season, 11 teams and 22 elite drivers will compete in 16 nail-biting races across 10 of the world's most iconic cities, all vying for the prestigious title of World Champion. World Champions, baby! Every action-packed race day unfolds over a matter of hours, beginning with free practice, before moving on to the unique adrenaline-fueled qualifying format. Here, the drivers are first split into two groups. After a 10-minute session, the 4 fastest from each group advance to the head-to-head duels, a series of one-lap knockouts to decide who claims pole position and 3 World Championship points. Once the lights go out, the field comes alive as the drivers navigate the tight, twisting circuits unique to Formula E. Let's go! With a limited amount of usable energy, strategy is as critical as speed. Drivers must also navigate attack mode twice during the race, a boost of power which is awarded as a trade-off for driving off the racing line into the activation zones. This is the one! As the checkered flag falls, the top 10 finishers earn World Championship points. First place receives 25 points, all the way down to P10, earning 1. An additional point is awarded to the driver in the top 10, who completes the fastest lap of the race. Expect thrills and spills, and after 16 rounds of wheel-to-wheel action, one driver will be crowned World Champion.
Yeah, I always wonder why they do that after the break as well. It gets very bizarre. Anyway, I don't know if you know, Pico, why they do that, because we always stand by waiting, and we never get to see, do we? They go back to the grid. They should have taken that break 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I feel that that's I feel that little VT there is what you put in the break, not just before it. We know that Whisper Films have taken over the production of the TV contract for this season, so they're still finding their feet in terms of what they want to do with the coverage. So they're only in race 5, so I'm sure things will evolve here and there over the next few seasons while they're doing the TV contract, but we'll see.
I'm desperately trying to get you to not talk as much before the lights go out as well, because I want you to save your voice. It's been blown.
Yeah, no, I've popped another soother in, so yeah.
Excellent. You can rest for a second as I'm going to take you through the starting grid as things currently stand going into it. So from the front row, row 1, Ollie Rowland on his second pole position of the year after starting on pole back in Diriyah. Gunther starts alongside him in second. Second row sees Mortara alongside Sergio Setikamara. Row 3 sees Dennis and Verline. Row 4, Muller and Da Costa. Row 5 sees Evans and Frines round out the top 10. Row 6, Nominato heads the halfway point. Then it's Nick De referees' highest qualifying, actually, in 3 races for De Vries. So it could be looking good for that Mahindra, getting up the order. Row 7 sees, I nearly said Verstappen. It's so early, but VER to me automatically is Verstappen, but it's not. It's Verne. Remember how when they changed it in Formula 1, it was VES for Verstappen, VER for Verne, then that changed over dramatically, didn't it? It's Verne in 13th on row 7, alongside him is Degrassi. Row 8 sees Ticktum and Hughes. Row 9, Geruvalo and Van Dorn. Row 10, Cassidy, way out of position alongside Fenestraz. And row 11 sees Boemi alongside Bird as well. In terms of the race details that you need to know as well, stand by for some information. It's 33 laps in total. Maximum usable energy has actually been increased to 85.3 as well. That's how long the distance is going to be. Race energy up from what was 30 kilowatts, now in the revised notes at 32 kilowatts per hour. The regen is set to 0.93 per lap, and that's as per Article 7.4 of the technical regulations. And the usual, if we spend 3 minutes 9 seconds under any form of safety car or full course yellow, there's no added laps. 3:10 to 6:19, you get 1. 6:20 to 9:29, you get 2. 9:30 to 12:39, you get 3. 12:40 to 15:49, you get 4. And anywhere after that is 15:50 to 18:59, you get 5. Maximum of 7 added laps per regulations. Attack mode information. 8 minutes in total, 2 activations, maximum of armings of 5 times. Attack mode outputs are pretty standardised. Mode 1 is 2 minutes for your first activation, 6 minutes for your second. You can then split it if you want, 4 and 4 in both, or your first activation can be 6 minutes, your second can be 2 minutes. And I think as well, Pico, we see quite often drivers like to change that around as well going into it. And sometimes, depending, if I think it's a balanced circuit, we might see a lot going to for 4 and 4.
Yeah, it's very much a lottery in terms of what the drivers choose. Obviously, in a more retrospective way, they do sit down and actually talk about it with their engineers. They don't decide, do you know what, we'll do this today. And they don't do that. They actually sit down and work everything out. But even then, it's even then, you don't see a huge amount of difference here, there, everywhere in terms of which one is a winning strategy. There's no like perfect one race by race.
It's going to be a very interesting strategy call, and I can't wait to see it. We're getting ready for the start. Let's pass over to the world feed and see the season so far. That started in Mexico.
Running nose to tail with one another. Pascal Wehrlein comes around the final corner to take the checkered flag. What a way to start the season. Let's go dueling in the desert. Oh, side-by-side action. Jeremy Verne goes through and into second place. That's now released Jack Dennis into the lead of the race on lap 5. Here comes Mitch Evans sliding his way under braking. Verne goes through. Dennis takes the victory. What a dramatic end. It is time to go dancing in the dark once again. Does Grimes bite the bullet? Yes, he does. That has worked absolutely beautifully for Nick Cassidy. It's Jaguar and Cassidy on top. You absolute beauty! Yeah!
Over to Sao Paulo.
We go racing in Brazil. The wheels are off the wagon, quite literally. Nick Cassidy is out. Look at Bird go for the outside. Bird's done it!
Bird is back.
That was absolutely amazing!
Right, it's not long now, and I am with Billy. We've got some real fun racing that's going to be taking place here, aren't we? What kind of strategy would you be taking going into this race?
Well, I think judging off qualifying, the first strategy's got to be keep it out the wall. Keep 4 wheels on the car to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then from that point onwards, it's just, you've got to make the passes count when you go for them. I don't think any half-hearted moves are going to work today. If you do that, you could end in tears, end in a barrier, so that's not the approach you need to have.
Is anyone like caught your eye, like somebody who might just kind of like sneak in there?
Well, I think considering he's like the reigning champion, I think Jake Dennis has kind of gone under the radar. He's starting 5th. He's got a couple of cars out of position in front of him. He could be right in the mix come the end of the race.
It could be indeed. You can see their last preparations going on with the drivers. So how do you see this playing out, Billy? Who's winning it?
It's so tough to tell, especially off the back of Sao Paulo, because that race, you know, you could have just thrown the names up in the air and picked a winner out of mid-air. It was crazy, that race we had. I think this one will be more conventional. I think Ollie Rowland's got that bit between his teeth. He's been on pole before this season and not won from pole. And I think when I spoke to him earlier, he just wants that win even more.
Yeah, he looks like a confident one, Oliver. Well, we are just moments away from the race now, so it's time to get ready for Formula E in Japan for the first time ever.
Your car.
We are all set to go for a giant leap into the unknown. For so long, Japan has wanted a Formula E round of the championship, and now we've got it. We're deep in the heart of Tokyo at the exhibition centre as well, and it is a great place for a race. Many motorsport fans have dreamed of racing around the streets here. Gran Turismo had the famous Tokyo City street circuits on the motorways. Even Grand Theft Auto have had a little bit of an adventure here. And this street circuit is awesome. 2.585 kilometres as well. The sea on one side. The first corners here are pretty much straightforward. But then when you get to turn 3 and downhill to attack at turn 4, a nasty bump can throw you very hard off the circuit. It's going to be very interesting. 16, 17, 18 seems more like a bobsleigh run as well, a very tight, fast chicane. 19 and 20, pretty much straightforward. Back half of the circuit, turn 9 is the interesting one, flowing up at the back. Let's take a look at your starting grid then from back to front. Sandberg with a penalty starts from 22nd, but he already qualified there anyway. Same for Sebastian Buemi with 21st. Then it's Sasha Fennerstra starting in 20th. Nick Cassidy has 19th on the grid. Stoffel Van Dorn is 18th with Johan Jaruvelu in 17th place. 16th on the grid goes to Jake Hughes with a penalty. ERT's Dan Tinctum starts in 15th position. 14th for Lucas Degrassi. Jean-Eric Verne starts in 13th. That DS Penske's got more power underneath it. Let's see what it's got later on. Nick de Vries is higher up on the grid than he's liking. He's in 12th position. Norman Nato starts 11th. Top 10 sees Robin Friends alongside Mitch Evans, who starts 9th after a penalty post the Group A stage. Antonio Fish Costa is 8th with Nico Muller starting in 7th. Top 6 sees Pascal Verline, our championship leader before Sao Paulo, really struggling now, down in 6th place. Can that Tag Heuer Porsche find anything in pink? It does look pretty, however, in pink. Jake Dennis alongside him in the Andretti squad as well. In 5th, Sergio Seta Camara, 4th on the grid. 3rd for Eduardo Mortara in the Mahindra. 2nd for Max Gunther in the Maserati. And for his 2nd time this year after Diria, Ollie Rowland lines up on pole position. This time, can he get a good start down to turn 1? I'm Joshua Birch, alongside me in the commentary box is Jack Pickering, Pico to his friends, and Ed Hunter's joined in the back of the box to give us analysis throughout the race as well, as he's in a different location, so we'll hear from him hopefully throughout the race. But Pico, we're all set to go, the tension's starting to rise, and now the talking stops, it's race time.
This is the most anticipated moment in Formula E history. The amount of talking we've had about having a race in Tokyo for years and years and years, and it's finally happening today, and we're moments away from lights out.
As we're getting ready then, the tension beginning to rise. Everybody now starts to feel that pressure. Are we going to have this down towards the first corner when the lights go out? Drivers on the right-hand side of the grid have a start advantage due to better track conditions. That's because on the left-hand side of the grid, it was raining yesterday and it has not fully dried up. It's still got a little bit of dampness, but we are good enough for a standing start procedure. Scott Elkin, the race director, not deciding to start behind the safety car like he did in Paris a few years ago. The predictor is saying 22% for Cassidy to win the race. He starts in 19th place Has that Jaguar got the overtaking? I don't think so. That's a very bold predictor. For the first time in Tokyo, all 5 lights are on. Lights out, race on in Tokyo. Great start from Gunther. Mortara's going to have a good run down towards turn 1. Mortara's going to go around the outside. Can he get Roland as well? Into that first corner. No. Roland defends on the inside line well. Mortara up into second. Gunther and Dennis. Dennis up to 4th. Dennis holding 4th over the bump for the first time. The 2 ERTs dropping back as well. Cooper's coming up there, so that's both the Alps down in positions. Verlaine up to 6th as we round turn 3. McLaren battling as well down there. Hughes versus De Vries, and up there going as well comes one of the, I can't see which one, I think it's going to be Verb, but now they're all Constantine and Pico. Great start.
Very importantly, not everyone made it through that first technical section of 8 corners, and especially over that bump down that ramp. But yeah, fantastic start for Roland. I thought Mortara was going to go for it for a second there, but he's up second ahead of Gunther. And great start for Dennis. I'm not sure why people are picking Cassidy. He hasn't made any positions from 19th.
Side by side further back as Evans gets ahead of Nato. Nato's going to fight back there at the exit. Did he make the move? I can't see. Let's continue to change the pictures. Dennis and Seta Kamara battling out. That's Dennis actually now with Gunther on the back of him. And Mortara, 4/10 behind. He's still up there and he's looking to the inside line. That is a side by side battle. Jake Dennis feeling lucky. He's going to try and make a move on Gunther. That didn't pay off down in towards turn 12 and 13.
That was a very, very risky move from Jake Dennis to try and go into that chicane. It's one line through there, and so to try and even risk it to go down there wasn't a sensible idea. He's got an entire lap to think about where to make a move elsewhere.
Porsche's under attack as well further back. Verlaine trying to pass Seta Kamara, and he's going all over the track. Verlaine could not get through on the inside line. Now we're seeing as well Evans under attack. Well, he's trying to attack Muller, but jumping over. No one's going for attack mode just yet. Thinking about it was Jaruvula. He was going a little bit out there, but Roland leads from Mortar at the end of lap 1. Then it's Gunther, Dennis, Seta Kamara in 5th position as well. Then we get Verlaine to Costa, Friends, Nato, Muller the top 10. Evans just on the outside of that now, down to 11th position. He started in 9th, 2 places lost at the start, and he's struggling with rear grip as he comes through turn 9. And down the straight towards turn 10, little bit of left, little bit of right. Now he's trying to swing around the outside and defending hard. Great defence from Muller though. This is great from the Alps cars.
Yeah, coming into that turn 10-11 chicane, it's a very tricky corner to make a move off. Even though you've got that nice long straight with a kink in it to try and make a pass, it's a very quick chicane that it is. So it's a little bit like the back straight in London, where you can't really make a move going into that chicane at the end of the straight.
Mortara all over the back of Roland as they come back into 19 and 20. Well, 19 20, the last 2 corners, then back across the start line we go for the 3rd time around here. And it's Roland leading the way. Mortara's closing in behind him. It's a fantastic little gap that they've got bringing up. They've got Gunther right behind, but the gap then is 9/10. Top 3 within a second, but no one's getting away as problems there for one of the Porsches. That's Da Costa, and he's holding up. Robin Friends coming out of 3. Friends almost having to go over the top of him over that bump.
Yeah, that bump is really going to catch people out over the course of the race. So we saw it over the course of practice and qualifying as well, that you can't go too quickly down and over that ramp because it really will unsettle the car. Usually we've seen Mortara and Strauss hit the wall already during practice and qualifying.
Verlaine to the inside line, gets ahead of Seta Kamara as well, so gets a good run as they attack back through. Our driver tracker is miles behind at this point as well. Apologies for that. We'll try and see if it will reset itself shortly, but brilliant start in this race. Attack modes have now been taken. Ticktum, Fenestraz, Van Dorn, Ticktum, Fenestraz and Boemi. Why Van Dorn flashed up on my side, I don't know. But the driver tracker having a bit of a moment, and it has frozen.
Fastest lap for Stoffel Van Dorn. He's in 20th place though, so not much to say. However, Muller takes it, and then I think that's Fenestraz taking it again. So And fastest lap at this point in the race is completely irrelevant. But yeah, no, I think that might be why it flashed up on our screen.
Oh, and DaCosta's in the wall. DaCosta's been forced back through further back. And that's Dennis down into fourth. Verline's got through for fourth position, but DaCosta further back has been having trouble. So both Porsches having a little bit of argy-bargy as they come through the first few sections of this track. So they're having a bit of trouble, but that's DaCosta back down to 8th place after running inside in 6th. So here's a replay of the start though, Pico. Talk us through what you saw.
Well, liking Dennis, but I want to look at Eduardo Mortara. He gets the best start of the top 3. He tries to go round the outside of Ollie Rowland, but that's not really going to work down into turn 1. And Jake Dennis just lines up, sets camera around the outside, and that's a fantastic move for the reigning champion to get up into the top 4. And I honestly think Jake is one of the hot favourites for the win today.
Edge just said in the chat, Mortara saving more energy behind Rowland. Interesting as well. As
we're not. I don't think we're going to see a race like Sao Paulo where the person who's leading is using too much power. Obviously they will, but it won't be as extreme as Sao Paulo was.
Yeah, that's the only good thing, I suppose, coming into this one is that we're going to have this style of racing, this continued attack formation. It's not going to be the usual, what do they call it, peloton. Oh, go on.
A very good move from Antonio Felix da Costa down into turn 1 on set of camera.
So a nice move going through on the inside line as we've got a few tech issues coming to it. So da Costa down to 7th. Anyone taking attack mode? Few of them. Tick Term taking, has got 4, 6 minutes. Contact into the wall. One of them. Oh, and well, that was Fenestrad trying to come back into position and getting bullied out backwards as well. He's down to 20th place. Van Dorn shoving him in towards the wall. NATO down to 10th position as well there, Pico.
Yeah, interesting to see Fenestrad and Buemi at the back of the pack taking both their attack modes before everyone else.
So they'll continue to have the attack between them in this one. And this is getting very, very tense now. You do not want to lose anything in this early run as well because it could affect you later on. But those Porsches starting to come into their own now in this E-Prix. Now we've got the correct gap between them. Go on, Pickup.
We usually start to see the Porsche. Porsches we usually see have a bit of a slow burner. So, Verline up to 5th now can really make a charge, especially in the championship. He's only a few points behind Nick Cassidy in the series at the moment. So this is a huge open goal for him to take the championship lead with Cassidy now up to 17th. Made his way past Tickton and Van Dorn.
Yeah, we had Verline leading the championship early on in the season as well, but Cassidy got it away after some great manoeuvres early on in the season, and then dropped it a little bit. Bird actually was the big surprise. He jumped up the championship order with that victory in Sao Paulo as well. Porsche, I'm just keeping an eye on them because they're steaming to try and tag team with each other because they've got Freins in between, but da Costa slowly coming back into it. He said Kamara down into 8th position after starting in 4th place. Ticktum's running out of attack mode. He's got 1 minute 23 left. Fenestrad Boemi took 6 minutes. Bird, I think, also took that long. Oh, and Muller and NATO are under investigation for causing negligence. Here's Gunther's radio.
You can just see how fast the
It's difficult. We got the 2 Porsche and 100 TBI. I think Edo is getting to struggle a bit now.
Oh, and Tickton, that's Hughes. Hughes is off. Hughes is into the wall or something down there. Double yellow at turn 15. Yellow flags are out. Hughes is off the track and he's jocked it down into 22nd position. So Jake Hughes is off the track. Yeah, he's down at turn 15. He's just come to a stop and he's into the tyre barrier. Now, they should be able to get reversed there, Pico. Shouldn't need a safety car for that one. It's just a little touch to the nose against the barrier.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone in straight, which is the perfect angle that you want to go into a wall if you have to go into a wall. So hopefully he'll just be able to find reverse, be able to reverse out and rejoin. But he will need a safety car now to have any chance of getting back to the pack.
So let's hope he doesn't cause it, but both Neo McLarens are right to the back. Bird in 21st, Hughes in 22nd position as well as they come through. No one taking attack mode. Oh, no, correction. Who just took, oh, that was Bird who took another 6 minutes. So he took 2 to begin with. Now he's taken 6 minutes to go forward now. That car has, I think, resumed. Well, apparently it's resumed, but it's still saying double yellow at turn 15. But there might be some debris.
Yeah. There might be some debris down at 215.
Green flag. Yeah, we're racing. I was going to say, because I've got Hughes coming. Well, we just saw him. He's taking attack mode of 6 minutes as well. So yeah, that's debris that they were cleaning up there. Flying through.
I assume that will be his front wing that was left down at T15, and he can continue with that. And as we're seeing, was that Dennis trying again on Max Gunther?
Oh, and Frine's getting forced out by Da Costa just further back as well. Did he make through? Yes. Great move from Da Costa. My word, the chicane. Didn't expect that. That was at 17 and 18. He forced his way through on the inside line. Roland's now going against the left-hand side of the track to try and go defensive, trying to break that toe to Mortar. But Dennis, as you said, all over the back of Gunther for third position as we look further back. And there's the other one. That's Jaruvula trying to have a look at Vern. Van Dorn now down in 18th position. Bad race for DS Penske. Great race for everybody else up front. It's an underdog story, and Porsche trying to come back and take it away from the Maseratis, the Mahindras, and of course Nissan on home soil. Pink Porsche want to do better than the Cherry Blossom Nissan. There's the oil flag.
That was a mad move from Da Costa going into the chicane to get Robin Frines. They only put that chicane in about a week ago because there was a bump there that's even worse than the one at turns 2 and 3. So they put that chicane in, and it should be single file, and somehow Da Costa pulled a mad move off on Robin Frines.
I see what you mentioned earlier on in the broadcast about this being very similar to London. Hey, Scott?
But the gap's so tiny between all the drivers.
They deploy a lot. Turn 1, turn 10.
Oh, look how much!
You can't overtake.
Yeah, Gunther wants to plan to overtake.
Let's be patient.
Be patient. But Roland's really backing him up here. And I can see what you mean you said about London as well. I get the Battersea feel with the really quick flick chicanes as well at the back of the track. It's an interesting circuit. As Roland's, we can see him. He's literally just not using any energy.
No, sorry, got excited.
I thought he was doing the same. Gunther on the inside.
It looked like Gunther was going on for the move on Mortara, and we're seeing one of the Porsches go through attack mode now. That is Wehrlein. And I think he's just maintained position there, Josh.
Vern's taken it to 2 minutes. Cassidy's taken 6 minutes, and that's put Vern out of position to Jaruvula. Roland really going against it now. Mortara is going to get angrier and angrier. Great use of the camera here. That's his trackside camera that they've put out there as well. It's a super slow-mo cam, but we're seeing it in live action. Through the chicane we go then.
It wasn't until I saw that camera angle that I've just realised that turn 9 is very Punta del Este.
Yes!
That very quick left-hander.
Blimey, I remember that one causing some drama.
Yeah, those were the days.
Oh, I miss Punta. Punta in a Gen 3 car would be absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it'd be incredible.
When we went there for Gen 2, as we're seeing Dennis trying to go around the outside. Can't make it through there. We're through 19 and 20. And he heads down the straight again. Are we going to see Roland go defensive once more? The gap half a second now, so maybe not too much in towards that first corner. Muller's tail light is hanging off the app, says Ed in the chat. So Muller's tail light's off, and he's down in 9th position as Vern gets ahead of Jaruvula. Oh, hang on, what's happened to Jaruvula? He's just dropped 2 places there, down to 16th.
He might have run wide at turn 1. It was before the attack mode activation zone, so it will have been a mistake from Jayan. And Mortara looks a bit like a cork in a bottle here. Roland's scampering away. It was only a couple of laps ago when it looked like Roland was coming under pressure from Mortara. Now it looks like Mortara's holding up the rest of them.
No further action for causing a collision to Muller and NATO, but you're right, Mortara is now holding everybody up as well. Roland's pulled out 1.2 seconds on this lap alone to the rest of the field, and Mortara is going to get very itchy as well because Gunther's right behind him, and Dennis as well, chopping a bit. We've got the 2 Porsches, and we've got Wehrlein on the attack mode as well to get through. He should be making his way through quite easily here. Cassidy's up to 17th place, back to where he was before he took the attack mode. It's a difficult circuit, this one, to get overtakes on, unless you're the 2 Porsches who are finding their way through this field nicely. Through we go, into the last 2 corners and start lap 11 of this race. And Roland now 1.1 seconds ahead to Mortara, Gunther, Dennis, Verline, Da Costa, as that's the gap looking in heading towards turn 1. Oh, and instant between Da Costa and Santa Kamara noted for instant, and that's why there's a bit of debris exit turn 3.
Roland set a lap time 2 seconds quicker on that last lap compared to his lap before. He's really turned up the wicket. We've just seen the reason why. He's just gone through attack mode to take his first 2 minutes of the race.
So Roland gets ahead. He's used 2% more than Gunther, who's now gone to seconds. Mortara took 4 minutes of attack mode, so he's gone for a split strategy. Verline's got 2 minutes left on that one. Da Costa's taken 2 minutes as well and has not lost position. So Roland's got the race practically in hand here. And he's now dropped that gap to Gunther to 0.2 of a second, but he's still got 6 minutes to use later on in the race. We're only 1/3 in, lap 11 of 33.
We're already seeing the different strategies on attack mode. Edo Mortara has gone for the 50-50 split of 4 minutes each, whereas Roland's gone for the first 2 minutes, then we'll take 6 later.
Oh, Porsche on the inside, Verline passing Dennis. That's going to be difficult. There's contact between the two, and the two Porsches nearly run into each other as well. Da Costa almost running into the back of Verline. Meantime, up front, Gunther's having a go at Roland here, who was slow through the back section of the track, but that was a bit too tight. Dennis really did lift them up, and now Roland's in attack mode, but Pico, he's having to go defensive. Gunther's got more power. It's really bizarre, that.
Yeah, it looks like Roland's just like backing off, saving a little bit of energy, and it's backing Gunther back into Mortara. So Gunther will not have that gap to try and stay ahead of Edo.
Nothing came on that radio.
Yeah, bit of radio from Edo that won there. But yeah, it means that Gunther won't have that gap to Edo when Gunther takes his first attack in a few laps' time.
Both McLarens are into the pit lane, I presume to retire. Both McLarens could be out of the E-Prix as Bird has just...
days.
Hi, Ed. Happy days indeed. Ed, I was just going to say, you did just text us. Mortara comes out behind Gunther in attack mode. Maserati going to wait for him to run out and try and jump him here. That's what we're seeing, because he's on the back of Roland like crazy. What a fascinating tactical race we've got coming up here, as the two McLarens out, and now that puts Buemi down 20th position. That's going to be contact for sure. Dennis trying to go through on Mortara, hasn't worked out. Mortara holds third, and now we're seeing Gunther trying to pass Roland. The two Porsches getting very itchy behind Dennis. Verline running out of attack mode as well. Da Costa's already out of it. That's how much he had left. 2 minutes only, and Verline was able to jump in with 6.
Dennis knows that Pascal Verline is right there and wants to get a shift on. However, he really wants to do that move into that turn 16, 17, 18 chicane. I don't think that's the best idea, Jake.
And he's lost the position. That's Roland taking 6 minutes of attack mode. Gunther takes the lead for the first time. 12 laps led for Roland as we see the McLarens. Oh, and that's what Hughes into the wall for. It's one of the apps. So, oh, it's Degrassi.
Degrassi.
Oh. Why am I not surprised that Degrassi's forced him into the wall? Oh, and that was one. Oh, that's when the debris is in turn 3.
I saw JM without a little bit of his front wing, but I just didn't.
Didn't register it.
I didn't register it. But yeah, Jev kamikaze moved down into T1 and lost the rear.
Ed's just said first time that he's kind of grateful for Degrassi. Beef between those two continues as Da Costa and it's always going to be fun, isn't it, with us? Dribbler's past Tictum. And what's this flashing on our screen? Nothing, as far as I can tell. So, hang on, up the inside. Frine's making a move on centre Kamara in towards turn 1 and gets the move done nicely. At least turn 1's dried out this time to come into it. And Gunther takes attack mode. And Roland retakes the lead. And crucially, Mortara's going to go through as well and almost into the wall.
That was very, very close between Max Gunther. I think he hoped that he was just going to stay, just going to keep his wheels alongside, but there was no way to, and Mortara shut the door very well there.
I don't know why I put Roland as in Roland. I was meant to put Gunther on the second one, and I haven't done it. on the lap leaders chart that I keep in my comms box, I put Roland, and then Roland, and then Roland again. Hadn't realised that's how much my sleep-deprived brain is keeping up with that one. It was Gunther who took the lead. Apologies if I might have said Roland again, and neither of us picked up on it. Roland leads this now by, 0.5 of a second. He's right behind Mortara. He's having to defend like crazy from Gunther, who's now taken his first attack of the race, and it's 3 wide into the braking zone. At the inside goes Gunther. Yes! What a move! And now he's going to have an attack on Roland around the outside to 19 and 20. Gunther's on an absolute charge here. Mortara got mugged on his own manoeuvre.
We've seen Gunther make these like audacious moves before, and honestly, I think he's on a mission to get to the front now, because we're just about to head into the second half of this race, and I think he wants to be the one deciding how quick the field goes.
Here he is.
He's
team radio.
Great job, mate. Eyes forward. Roland, second attack mode, 3 minutes 30 remaining.
Exactly as you said, Pico. Eyes forward, similar attack. Basically, just go for it. What I haven't told him there is that there's around about 40 seconds of attack mode difference. That could become quite crucial.
Yes. They're both in attack mode, the top two now. But 40 seconds less for Gunther, because Gunther took less on that. He took the 4 minutes, but has he only taken one so far?
Only one, yeah. Only one for
Only
Gunther.
one.
Yeah. I think he's gone 4-4 coming across it. Evans up into 10th position as well. Muller down into 11th. It looks like, to me, those in attack mode are struggling with wheel spin. Quick down the straights, careful through the corners. That's from Ed in the chat. It would explain a lot, actually, wouldn't it? Great spot there, Ed, because that's why Roland lost so much time and why Mortara has been able to keep up with these two at the front. So they're struggling through the corners. Oh, Porsche switch. Da Costa's past Verline.
Da Costa in attack mode. Da Costa has been given the all clear to have a crack at Jake Dennis, I assume, to try it, because we know that the Mahindra of Edo Mortara, that is not the quickest package on the grid, unfortunately. Yes. And so I think that's a ploy. Try and get Dennis, who's got quite a big energy advantage. He's on 57% at the moment. Everyone else in the top 5 on 55%. So he's got 2% in hand to potentially break a little later, try and make a move on Edo Mortara. But Dennis hasn't taken any attack mode yet.
Here's Gunther's radio.
Yep.
I think if you're Jake Dennis,
We're doing a great job. 1% more energy than the car ahead and the car behind. Just watch Dennis. He's got 2% more than us, but he's got 2 attacks to do. He's saving for the end of the race.
Oh, and round the outside, Da Costa having a go on Dennis, using that attack mode, and now we've got Roland going defensive against Gunther as we come down towards turns 17 and 18. They're really pushing it hard. Back to you on your point there, Pico.
Da Costa will try and get Dennis, but Dennis hasn't taken any of his attack mode yet, so he will definitely drop behind the Porsches at some point when he needs to take attack mode. We're into the second part of the race, and traditionally there's a thing with attack mode where you don't want to take it past a certain amount of time, so Dennis will probably be into attack mode in the next couple laps.
Virtual Race Engineer being about as useful as a chocolate teapot, is saying that he's in a strong energy position to attack. We've just explained exactly what's going to happen during this race. Seta Kamara takes 6 minutes, but Evans takes... Oh, hang on a minute. How did that happen? Nato's got back up to 8th position. That's why the camera changed. I was wondering, how did he gain a position from taking the attack mode? That's not how it works. We're on board with Dennis through turn 9. Getting close to that wall. Surprised no one's hit it in the race. We saw it in qualifying several times. Drivers touching the wall, but they've all been pretty well behaved today. Good morning, by the way, to Joe, to Jack, Giovanna, and to Adam. Go on, pick up.
Yeah, we saw it big time in qualifying with Mitch Evans hitting the wall from turn 9. Oh, down the inside! That's Da Costa on Dennis! And he's made it work down in turn 15.
And is that going to see
And you got great pace, take him. We report.
Gunther being told just to attack, he's got great pace and calm down, but now we've got DaCosta up into fourth position, getting a great move on Dennis. Dennis now vulnerable to Verline as they come through the back. There's some debris in the exit of turn 20 as well as they attack back, and here goes Roland going defensive. Gunther trying to go around the outside, not going to pay off, and here goes Mortara, and DaCosta's still got 30 seconds. Porsche has been let loose. Fabulous move by DaCosta, says Ed.
It's coming alive all at once. Everything's happening all at once now. A fantastic move from DaCosta. He's got just about not long left of his attack mode to try and get ahead of Mortara. But we know that Porsche powertrain is a lot better than the Mahindra. So honestly, right now DaCosta's in a very strong position to get to podium and maybe even potentially challenge Gunther and Roland.
Evans and De Vries have just dropped massively down the timing screen. So, that's why Evans got a broken front wing. He's made contact with De Vries, and out of the race goes Mitch Evans. Jaguar's hopes of regaining points have gone. De Grassi's in trouble too. So De Grassi has lost his front wing damage. Evans has got front left suspension and front wing damage, and De Vries has just dropped down to 20th place. 3 cars coming together, and I wonder if that was due to attack mode.
It's 100 and out for Mitch Evans and Jaguar.
Verline on the inside. He hits Dennis. Verline hits Dennis. They're going to make contact. Verline's almost into the wall, and it's 3 wide and through on the inside. I don't believe it. NATO's gone through. Where did that come from? NATO takes the pair of them into turn 1. Unbelievable.
Fantastic reading from Norman Nato. He read that race perfectly. He read that move perfectly, and he's now up into 5th place.
But will he get out? Because Friends is now holding up the back to Verline, and Dennis and NATO only needs 1 place. So all of a sudden Andretti come into it, and there's Verline with a damaged front wing. Verline got involved in that drama.
We said everything was happening all at once. It really, really is. Dennis still yet taking attack mode. It was Norman Nato who went through the attack and just lost a place to his teammate. So that will probably switch around in the coming laps. However, heartbreak for Jaguar and Mitch Evans in their 100th race that they are out of the race. There's a little bit of debris on Pascal Airlines' nose.
Yeah. Flaps open, apparently, according to Ed. That's what he just texted us. And full course yellow could be coming out for that debris. Let's hear from Gunther as he attacks Roland.
Now this is the time where they can work together.
No cost, I want to be behind Edo again.
Yeah, copy.
So Gunther, they're saying he's struggling, but he wants to sit behind Edo. So Edo Mortara.
Yeah, they're still crashing the audio, although you know why now, Pico, because you and Jack Giamana had Tom Brooks on the commentary, and they're not synced up with the same pictures we're seeing, so they crash the audios.
We saw in if you watched qualifying earlier, people would have seen when Evans did hit the wall at turn 9, as Dennis now takes set mode. Cassidy reacted about 2.5 seconds later. So the TV pictures and audio aren't really synced up just yet. But here's what happened to Mitch Evans then. Take us through it, Josh.
He goes right round the outside, gets tackled.
Oh, he had contact there with Sete Camera.
So Evans comes round the outside, tries to break down, but he's on the dirty line and just touches the back of Frines. He goes straight on. So where does De Grassi come into it? Well, there's De Grassi. Has De Grassi had a separate incident with De Vries? That's all I can think of here. Because De Grassi and De Vries dropped down with similar issues. And they're now both in the pit lane.
Yeah, potentially. They both dropped down
Safety
at the same
car!
time on our timing screen. The safety car is out. Safety car has been deployed.
Wow. I didn't expect that. Too much debris for even a full course yellow. So, full safety car. Now remember, if we spend more than 3 minutes and 10 seconds, we go to an extra lap. I've started the stopwatch.
Okay, good. I don't have anything to time, so I'm happy that you've got a stopwatch there.
Always handy in the commentary box, and you keep it running as well. So, safety car's out. Reminds me of there's a lot of debris. I tell you what, New York.
Right on the racing line as well. So,
what do you think about New York? Similar feel? Is that sort of?
It does.
Yeah.
It's got a Docklands fit. We just saw a sign of someone in the grandstand saying "No Sasha, no life." So, yeah, big Sasha Fenestras fan there. But yeah, it has got a very New York feel. Roland radio.
Okay, copy.
Take a tack at next time.
Okay. But yeah, it's got a very New York feel in the fact that it's this track is based on around a sort of Docklands area. So yeah, it is quite New York.
Antonio Felix da Costa then.
For the moment, just good turn
You know
Pascal Wehrlein behind us.
Yeah, go on.
You know what? That is Porsche front wing on the top of Pascal Wehrlein's car. So I'm not sure if that's from him or Da Costa, and those two have come together. But yeah, that's the debris on top of Pascal Wehrlein's car.
Oh, and that's a McLaren without a front wing. Was that Hughes when he came back?
Yes, that will be Hughes. So he did not pit after he crashed with Nico Müller, and this is a saving grace for him. He gets to catch up to the back of the field now. He will have conserved a lot of energy because there would have been no point in just going around to catch up to the car. But yeah,
Interesting. NR. Now I'm seeing on with Degrassi and De Vries. That's not running, but they haven't officially DNF'd from the race. Usually it would say, DNF, not NR, on the Alkali Systems timing screens. Oh, it's the same on both timing screens. Okay. Interesting. And they're now slowing practically to a halt. That's one thing you can do with electric cars under a safety car to really save energy. So, safety car's out. Let's do a quick run through the order. Roland is leading from... Oh, hello. They've apparently stopped on the circuit. What's going on here?
our timing screen has just gone a little bit haywire.
Yeah.
The top 12, sorry, have all retired from the race. Now
Yeah.
13, no. Okay, so top 3 are now back in the race. Our timing screen's going a little bit haywire here, so...
They're not showing us what's happening on the track as well. Have they stopped them somewhere to get some debris out of the way?
Potentially, that might have been why they all backed up on the back straight as well.
I got some going too wide further back. Yeah, so they must be collecting debris, and the marshals are just negating them through. But they've got going again. And is there 2 safety cars? Is there 2 safety cars?
No, I just think the safety car is a while ahead. Oh no, I can just see a little bit of tyre poking out behind the safety car. Just thinking, I was thinking it was a while ahead of Ollie Rowland.
Yeah.
We know that they like to take it very, very slow under safety car. If you hark back all the way back to race 1, season 1 in Beijing, when they did a formation and it took 12 minutes because they didn't want to use any power. That's why they immediately got rid of the formation lap.
That was the...
There was no point to it.
On the race as we sit here, Ryan Bobby Cassidy, Team Radio.
The cars are not really getting away. And you're up on energy compared to the cars in front. Robin, who's a few cars ahead, he is 2% down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that first race, 12 minutes. I was commentating on that, and I ran out of things to say on about 3 minutes in.
Brilliant. It's worth noting, Nick Cassidy's made his way back up to 12, so points definitely on the cards here. And I haven't got the stopwatch. I know that you have. But I'm assuming that we are past at least one.
Yeah.
So we got at least one added lap so far.
Here's Radzi down in the pits.
Structure of the car, and he's been straight back out. But what for me is the really telling part is the body language of Jaguar. This is a race, as you mentioned, the 100 years, the centenary for Mitch Evans, the centenary for Jaguar TCS. We thought it'd be buoyant, we thought it'd be vibrant, but instead, unfortunately, it hasn't turned out the way they'd like as of yet. So it's back out there for Mitch Evans, and it's a case of damage limitations from here.
Say again, Ed.
100 years for Evans.
Yeah, he's looking fantastic for 100.
Can I have his skincare routine?
I want that as well. Safety car's coming in at the end of this lap then. So we will be going back to green shortly.
We've got 5:32 under safety car. If it's 6:19 or longer, it's 2 added laps. So we might have 2 added laps.
I think we will get to 2. They're only coming through turn 9 now. They've still got a while to go round.
Yeah, the way it works, by the way, is that it's a continuing rolling safety car clock. So when this officially goes green, I can stop the stopwatch, but I can't reset it because if a virtual safety car or a full safety car comes out again, you restart that stopwatch clock. So it's as it runs, how much time we spent under caution. Anything longer than 18:59, you get the full 7 laps per the regulations, which I read this year because it confused the hell out of me last year. Who's going to take this one?
I don't think I've ever read the regulations since I've been in the paddock. Dennis Radio.
Team radio.
Nothing there.
Yeah, we've got to do strat 13 like discreetly though, because if we do it, then Mortara will just take it as well at the same time. He needs to do it at the last minute, and then as I'm taking it, he can pull up alongside me. Just let me go.
And then just let me go. Okay. There's the green flag. So the race is officially ended. Safety car, 6 minutes and 49 seconds, which means we will have 2 laps. There's no overtaking until the green flag line. Roland leads, Gunther, Mortara, DaCosta, Dennis coming across, and there's no overtaking, so he can bunch it now, coming out of turn 20.
Oh, perfect.
That was beautiful.
Perfect restart from Roland.
We are racing once more in Tokyo. Down to turn 1, and no one has got the gap to do an overtake. That was, as you say, perfect from Roland. He's caught Gunther napping a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter much. I think Gunther's close right back up to it. Maybe gone a little bit deeper to make sure that.
Here we go.
To make sure that he goes. There's Dennis through attack mode. Retains the position ahead of Norman Nato. I think Nato might have just helped his teammate a little bit, even though he's a fair way ahead of Robin Frines. I think he just made sure that Dennis came out in front.
And now Roland's got 7/10 to Gunther. I'm trying to remember how much the attack mode they've got left to use. It's not telling me on my timing screen at the moment. So we need a better one than the Alkali Sisters. But look at Gunther. Never mind that. I'll interrupt myself because he's already got back in to 0.4 of a second to Roland. Oh, and Evans passes Tictum further back for 17th place. Poor Evans. And, well, poor Jaguar, to be fair, they've been having a horrible day. Cassidy's up to 12th, but Evans now back in the race, as we see around the outside. Dennis with attack mode, trying to have a go at DaCosta. And not well, maybe he will.
He likes this move.
Can he do it? On the inside line, DaCosta goes defensive. Dennis now becomes vulnerable to Nato, but Nato's not going to pass him. But wow, is that brave or what from Dennis? And DaCosta was going to go, right, okay, you try and use my own tricks against me, I'll put you in the wall, and I don't care if we both don't get out of it. That's DaCosta's motto this season. Oh, and he's trying again.
DaCosta did a similar move on Norman Nato earlier in the race. Dennis trying to avenge his teammate going into the chicane. Dennis is loving that move into T16, but it's a very hard one to pull off.
Oh, there's Frines.
An attack.
That's his last 2 minutes. Oh, will he get out ahead? Yes, he does. Rejoins ahead of Sergio Setakamara. Only loses a position to Verline, who's still got 2 minutes to go. Gunther Mortara with 4 minutes. Nato Verline with 2. Same to Sergio Setakamara. Didn't see the rest of that order at the bottom there. But on board with Edo, with DaCosta right behind, and through turn 9, super high, grippy section of the track there with the special res tarmac as well, as he's going to go to the inside. DaCosta thinking about it, Dennis right there as well. It's all right back how we started it. This is good.
Yeah, but no, this is fantastic stuff. Honestly, we wanted Tokyo to be a good one because there's been so much pressure on this one. It's done well so far, hasn't it?
Worth getting up for, worth the disrupted one night, as Verline still got that wing damage, and as he's under a right attack to try and pass Nato as they come back through. Safety car helped Roland, in his opinion, Ed Hunter says as well. I think you're right, because his energy saved a hell of a lot, and we'll have 2 added laps, but we spent, I think, 3-4 on the safety car, so not that bad at all. In towards turn 1 we go, and already, is that the 2 ERTs running together? No, that's Setakamara and Muller, 2 very similar liveries for ERT and the Apt, coming together at the back. If I was Roland, I'd be a bit worried that we've got Gunther and Mortara still with attack mode.
Yeah, Gunther still needs to. Both of them still need to go through the attack mode. Gunther radio.
Remaining Gunther as well.
He's lifting very early.
Lifting very early into the chicanes. Gunther's right in the back of him. He's going to go for it on the inside. Look at this. Gunther's got a great run out of turn 9. He pulls to the outside line and he passed Roland like he was standing still. That was Roland really doing energy saving there. Gunther takes the lead.
Well, yeah, Roland's led 99.9% of the race, basically. And so being out front, he's punched that hole in the air. I think Roland just wants to sit back now and regain a little bit of energy. Like I had said, the safety car helped him a lot. But now he gets to sit behind, watch Gunther and watch how he's racing and where's best to regain that lead later on in the race.
Yep. Roland led 12 laps, then Gunther led 1, then Roland led another 11 laps, and now he's going to have to do it all again as he comes across, because that's lap 25 officially led for Gunther, as now he's got more tyre coming through.
Yeah, I think Gunther's going to go for attack mode. If not this lap, then the next. We're going to look at a replay now of this overtake. It's absolutely fantastic. Just followed him through, and Roland was lifting so early, so Gunther went right. Thank you very much. Round the outside, he got him before he even started braking.
Complete mugged. That's what I like about that one. It's a good classic Formula E move. As I think I saw Druvela before we cut away to that replay with front left wing damage. I want to see if he's got it. Yeah.
Yes, that's from the Vern incident earlier on in the race.
Right. Now I've said it again. I remember you saying that you saw it and picked up. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's still early in the morning. I'm going back to bed after this one. Gunther is going to try and build a gap to Roland so he can use attack mode. Yeah. I've only had 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I accidentally slept through qualifying, so I should be all right. But yeah, they're like, it looks like that damage on the nose cone has just got worse. It's probably just repositioned, but it can't be great for visibility. Obviously, the halo is there. The halo means you've got the thing, but you sort of look through it a little bit you put your hand up to your face and then just try and watch the screen through that. That's what the halo's like. With that damage, it's going to be even worse. It's going to
Let's open the gap this lap.
Let's open the gap this lap. So go for Gunther. I suppose.
So
I know what you mean. Yeah.
This will be his lap to take attack mode.
I know what you mean about the front nose for Verline there, because it's like if you've got something at the end of your nose that you can see. It's like it's just in your vision at the bottom, because no human can see their nose unless they close one eye. So if you can see something at the end of your nose, you know what's going on. A weird trick for you there. But
Yeah, no, I just did it myself. I just closed one eye at a time just to see my nose. Yeah.
I presume everybody watching did exactly the same thing when I said it as well. We were all just winking at the cameras.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exactly the point, and it's in your professional vision as well. So that's going to be driving Verline nuts. Oh, hello.
Yeah, it won't be ideal, but yeah, he's doing all right at the moment. In 7th, where is he in the train? I think he's just dropped back a little bit. He's still got to take attack mode along with Nato. Mortara and Gunther still need to take attack mode. However, Gunther has just gone through attack. Will he regain the lead? I think he will. Yeah, Gunther's gone through attack. He's taken his final attack, and he is net in the lead now.
That's really going to hurt Roland. Really going to hurt him. Needed to get ahead there, as I don't really think that was the right time to cut to the Maserati garage with the female employee adjusting her top. That seemed to have failed there. Don't really think that was the right time to cut to the garage. Looking at, I think, the timing tower. Anyway, yeah, back to the action. Got the race pace. Oh, hello, debris flying up in between the cars. End plate.
Was that debris that was just there to start with, and it's only just been hit?
Yeah,
was that something that came off one of the front runners?
It had to be Gunther because he hit it first. So if it's Gunther who's lost it, I think it could be from Evans. That's the only thing I can think of who's had that. But everyone, it looks like they've got their winglets. Yeah, all look good.
To be fair, I didn't want to say it was a Jaguar because I thought it looked weird, but I thought I did see 100 written on the side of it. on the debris. So
I
you
thought I
might
saw
be on the money there.
TCS. Yeah.
You might be on the money that it's a Jaguar there.
So lap 29 of 33. And Friend has passed Muller, and Seta Kamara has passed Cassidy. So are they swapped over for any attacks? No, just that little battle there that we were watching going through. So, okay, I was just hearing something in the back of my ear there. I think that was from Andre Lotter, the bridesmaid of Formula E, Mortara in P3. As they come into it once again. Now, Roland's got 7/10 of a second to come through. So he's keeping up there. I think Ed was right early on in the race when he said everybody who's having problems with attack mode, they can't get the traction down as more winglets deposited around the circuit. So that's why Gunther's now slower than when he wasn't in attack mode.
Yeah. Well, we're now getting into this point in the last stages of the race where it becomes a bit more of a flat out affair. So I think Gunther will start thinking, if he hasn't thought about it already, about dropping the hammer and going for it. I think at the same point we need to acknowledge Eduardo Mortara, who's doing a sterling job in third at the moment. It looks like Da Costa's getting closer and closer and closer. But yeah, no, he's doing a fantastic job.
Exactly. That's his only chance.
3 more laps to take attack. The risk is getting higher.
And we're seeing Verline under attack from Friends, but Seta Kamara past Muller. And I think just coming into the commentary box to make it 4 commentators on the world feed is Andre Lotterer, 100%, as we take now attack mode 1 and 2. Mortara and NATO go through and side by side into the wall. NATO having a bit, no, was that Mortara and Dennis actually having a bit of a ding-dong together? It was.
Yeah, it was Mortara and Dennis. Mortara took his last attack mode. Which it's only 2 minutes. It's only 4 minutes worth, but yeah, that drops him down to 5th. He did a fantastic job on the podium, but yeah.
Roland's right at the back here. He gained so much time through turn 9. Is he saving more energy? What's the percentage? 50. Oh, actually, they're pretty much level. So Gunther's got 30 seconds. So Roland's timed this one to perfection now. But they've got added laps. Is this a peloton race? It feels like a peloton race, but how it should be done. Whereas people do actually want to lead.
Well, yeah, I think Sao Paulo was actually great. I hated the things like Portland last year. I thought that was a bit too over the top. But races like this, like Sao Paulo, I'm all for. They are quite fun as we're into the added laps now.
2 added laps, as I was thankfully correctly predicted. First time that happened, we had Mark Priest in the commentary box with us as well, and I was like, well, it should be 3 added laps, but it's only 2, so what happened there on the timings as well. And of course, Mark's coming back to Formula E with Lola for season 11. So you know what we're going to try and do for the end of the year? Yeah, get him into the commentary box once more before he returns as team principal. I know you tried to have an interview with him, but Lola sort of shut that down because, well, now we all, as soon as they said no, we all kind of knew, okay, Lola coming back.
We all knew something was up when Mark had to cancel and Ed come put us over at Formula E Zone. So. We are aiming to get Mark back on soon, and
Da Costa.
We'll do things Lola.
Da Costa running in 3rd place, as Ed points out. He's been in the background of the race. We'll hear from him in the post as they still get a bit side by side. So we've got, I reckon it's 4 at the moment. It's going to become about 7 or 8 cars in a charge for racing here. It's 35 laps now, the race distance, and they're all now going to have to save energy like crazy because they were running out. They're on 15 with 3 to go. It's a 5% average lap time duration. So yeah, do the math. They're not going to have enough, as we've seen Boemi trying to go around the outside of Stoffel Van Dorn. Hasn't worked out there for 14th position. Right to the back has now dropped Jerusalem as Verline has up to 6th past NATO. As we see NATO take 2 minutes. Oh, contact! Big off! And there goes Fried's front wing. Well, that was NATO and Fried's coming together. That was sort of written in the stars, wasn't it? Fried's can continue, but Pico, it's just getting mad out there. They're all concertinaing up together.
It's typical last few laps of Formula E. It's every man for himself, and Frines has come out on that in that one worst, losing his front wing there, and he's rejoined in 10th, so he's holding on to a point, but he's just in front of Sergio Sotocamera in the ERT. In the ERT, he's just taken his attack mode.
Not stupid to say, I think Da Costa could win this one. He's looking the most racy to me.
I did say earlier, look out for Da Costa.
You did. You've got it right on the money there. I picked Roland to win this one. I didn't expect this. Da Costa's come out of nowhere from that Porsche. Here's Frines on a replay then, Pico, and he's just going to get forced out by NATO. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was neither of them gave enough room there.
Yeah. The F word and no space. Yeah.
Yeah. Apologies for anyone who don't know that language. It is his second language.
It's under investigation as well.
Yeah, not surprising, really. But yeah, it's now whether Frines can hold on without a front wing. He should be able to, because these cars aren't too reliant on downforce. Mitch Evans has just taken his attack mode. That's extremely late on for his last 2 minutes. I believe that he's the last in the field, though. So yeah, everyone should have now taken attack mode.
Trading places again and again and again, as now we're seeing Da Costa on the back of Roland. So Da Costa's got one more usable percentage of energy, and on the last lap, he's got 2. I stand corrected. He is regenerating to 9 on the top 2 on 7, and he's going for it right round the outside. And Da Costa into second position. Roland pushes it towards the wall, and through goes Dennis. Wow!
What a fantastic section of corners. Like, looked like Da Costa was up to second. He's now down to 4th, and it's Dennis on the podium. Cassidy's also looking very, very good on energy. He was he was in double digits compared to everyone in single digits just then. However, at this point in the race, it does get harder to try and make these overtakes. They're all flat out basically at this point.
Dennis the Menace wants to get back up there. He fancies a race victory, but Roland is going to be battling with Gunther. Da Costa has got to do it all over again, and he might just have a go here. Coming through 3, here's the replay. Da Costa really got a great slipstream and just surprised Roland.
Yeah, round the outside into turn 15. I don't think
this is not legal what he did.
Oh.
Yeah, Da Costa is not happy with it. I think it's probably on the edge of what is okay. It's unfortunate for Antonio that he loses that position off the podium, but yeah, what Roland did, he held his line. He was ahead going into the corner, just about. So yeah, I personally I don't have an issue with that, and I think Roland should get away with it.
Verline trying left, trying right to get ahead of Mortara for 5th position. Hasn't worked out. Gunther and Roland still battling it out to and fro. We'll be on 1 lap to go here in Tokyo. It has been absolutely fantastic. Truly what we wanted to see. It's just like a Gran Turismo race on the Tokyo city streets. This has delivered an excellent E-Prix as we start the final lap. Are we going to see anything from Roland in turn 1? He's going to try and go around the outside. Gunther goes defensive, and this is all getting a bit chaotic now in the last few meters, and that's put Gunther on in defense. Roland's going to go to the inside line. Gunther shuts the door. This is unbelievable stuff. NATO's been given a time penalty for causing a collision.
Yeah, unsurprising that Norman Nato has been given a penalty for that. Yeah, but that 5 seconds will drop him currently from 7th all the way down to 15th place. So he's not going to be scoring any points today. But it's all about who's going to win. Gunther still has it, but Roland is there. As we come into the place where Gunther mugged him earlier, is Roland going to return the favour, Josh?
He's going to go around the outside, but watch out for Dennis. He's got more usable engine than everyone inside the top 4. As the top 2 hit 1%, they're going to try and regen like crazy. Dennis now approaches a flat-out section. Mortara's within 2, 0.4, 0.3, round the outside. Roland's going for it. He's gone defensive. Gunther takes the lead still. Dennis can't do anything. It's down to the last sector. Gunther goes defensive. It's happening again.
0.1!
Oh my word!
0.1!
Is he going to make it? Is Dennis going to get through? Gunther might win the race. And Mortara nearly in the wall, coming out of the last corner. Punch it to the line. I don't think they've got anything left. It's too little, too late. Gunther wins a Texas tornado in Tokyo. brilliant race. That was unbelievable. Gunther wins for the first time in Tokyo. Roland hit 0.0 at the line. He should be okay. Dennis couldn't do anything in third. Da Costa fourth. From the closest finish to the most confusing end. Gunther wins, and that really was a tornado we saw here. Fantastic.
What a race. Max Gunther played that to perfection. Fantastic for Maserati. He's really gelled in this team. Here's his team radio.
Maximilian Gunther, a race winner in Formula E for the 2024 season.
In qualifying, but we've got it right in the race.
Such a tight race in terms of management till the end. Yeah, I'm really proud of what we've achieved this weekend. Really good pace. And yeah, deserved win for the whole team. I'm just really happy.
Well, after Sao Paulo, this is a great way to bounce back.
It was amazing.
Congratulations.
Great execution in the race, and yeah, I think the season has just started for us.
Well,
amazing job.
That radio worked very well, didn't it, everyone?
Yeah, no, the Maserati team, ecstatic. Lizzie Brooks, the Director of Communications, delighted as well. The penalty for Nato dropped him from 7th down to 16th, which means that ERT get a very crucial point for Sergio Setacamera in P10.
First points of the season, which is brilliant for them after a second point of the season. Thank you.
They got Diria Friday.
Yeah.
They got two.
Forgot about Diria Friday.
First points for Apt Cooper though. Nico Muller, 7th place, fantastic for them. Then I got Mortara on the line, but still great points for Mahindra as well. Does that mean all the teams scored?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the
No, someone didn't. McLaren.
We see on the podium.
McLaren and Penske didn't score.
Well, no, but over the course of the season, I think we've now got all 11 teams on the board.
Yeah, all 11 teams have now scored points. So that finally kicks off, Mahindra and Apt off the board, so off the zero, yeah. Ed Hunter's turned his mic on.
Yeah. And that's been very important for the Manufacturers' Championship as well. That Mahindra got a 6-7 today, basically.
Apt using their powertrain. Ed Hunter's switched his mic on, as I said, so he can hear us as well, and we can hear him. Ed, what did you make of that?
That's headphones, Josh, not microphone.
Well.
Enjoyed that. Roland showing as driver of the race, which is odd because I didn't vote for him, but I didn't vote for anyone. But well deserved by Gunther. It sort of felt like Jakarta last year, where Gunther was really just on it the whole way through. And I think Roland tried to come back at him at the end, but Maserati judged that to perfection. Never seen so many teeth as I did during the slow-mos of them celebrating there.
I must say, we've had a fan in the chat who was saying, come on, Sergio Setacamera, did he get points? P10, yes, he did get points. Setacamera in P10 gets points. SHT says, unlucky for Roland, he came so close, but he had to wait to another race. Muller P7 and points for Apt Cooper as well. Very interesting top three as well. So overseas right now, but I did watch qualifying earlier. A number of big upsets into Tokyo, says SHT. It was an interesting race set up. Can't wait to see where we're going. Don't know where Dario Franchitti's gone, by the way. He's disappeared from the broadcast.
He's probably gone down to interview the top three.
Oh yes, no one's there, are there?
Yeah. There's no Nicky this weekend. Bit too far to fly out for.
Yeah, and no Saunders either.
Yeah.
And that's why Alexa had to do the FP2 role, and she's getting ready to do the podium, followed by the the Formula E debrief with Katie Fairman. So yeah, Dario's gone to the interviews. Yeah. It's logical.
Yeah, no, would make sense. Yeah, that was a good one. Third consecutive podium for Oliver Rowland.
Oh wow!
Who had that? Who had that on their cards at the start of the season? I didn't.
I'd written Nissan off after the past couple of years. I didn't think they would be this competitive.
No. We've got to a point here, I think, where we sort of have to go, Oliver Rowland is kind of in the hunt for the championship. At this moment in time, he's got to be top 5 in the championship at least.
That's why I wish we had I want them to bring up the time, the Drivers' Championship as well, because they never do. It's always annoying. They're always waiting, saying, like, oh, what's going on now then? So, as soon as we hear the interviews, we'll hand back down to the world feeds. I'm trying to have a look, because I can see some television people just at the side there. Is it Dario? Oh, no, is that JJ, actually? That's JJ. God, don't let him do the interviews.
Sorry. Absolutely awful at the moment, as you can tell.
You know, when I was footballer, I'd always be like this. Yeah, no, here's the full result then, Josh.
Max Gunther wins a classic here in Tokyo. It's a British 2-3 with Roland and Dennis rounding out the podium as well. Antonio Felix da Costa leads home Pascal Wehrlein 4-5. Eduardo Mortara is 6th, Nico Muller 7th, Nick Cassidy fighting back from 19th to 8th. Who thought that would happen? And then Friends and Sete Kamara round out the points. Sasha Fenestraz leads a French 11-12 with Verne. Then it's Bohemian 13th. Hughes dropped down to 14th. And then we get Evans, Nato, Van Dorn, Drewler, Ticktum down to 19th. Bird, Degrassi and De Vries out of it as well. As we get ready for the top 3. This is Gunther, and the moment he crossed the line... No, it's not. It's him beating his chest. And getting out of the car. Poor penalty there for Nato, actually, with that. So, as you say, has dropped down to 16th and out of those points. Right, here's our winner, Max Gunther with Radzi.
Maximilian Gunther, your 5th career win, your 2nd with Maserati, and the 1st ever in Tokyo for Formula E. How are you feeling?
Amazing. Yeah, just an incredible weekend. I think we performed so well. We were in the top 3 in every session. Almost got the pole earlier on, and now this race win, it feels so special. Yeah, just amazing job by everybody. I feel great in the car. We made some really good steps in the last few weeks. I think since Sao Paulo, everybody could see that we have a really strong pace, and yeah, today we could convert it into a win. It's amazing. I'm very proud for this, and now we enjoy the moment.
In terms of the championship, obviously it's very, very close to get such big points for the team, for yourself. It was a real team effort. You got the sense with the strategy management, with everything that took place on the track, and a track that you didn't know.
Yeah, it was a lot of energy management today. We were very tired. I think the Porsche behinds, they were pushing like hell, and they had strong pace. But yeah, we did everything we had to do. I think we covered ourselves well. It was super, super tight on the last lap even, and yeah, I think just perfectly executed the strategy, the moves, everything. So yeah, good one today.
The inaugural Tokyo E-Prix winner, Max Gunther, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Don't know if we're going to hear from P2 and P3, but let's hand over to the world feed.
Maximilian Gunther taking his first victory of 2024, second with Maserati, their first trip to the top step of the podium since Jakarta last year. Absolute delight for the team in blue. That's what it means for them. Let's head down to Oliver Rowland, a 3rd consecutive podium. He's with Radzi.
Ollie, we know how good you are. We know you'd love to have won, but back-to-back 3 consecutive wins in Formula E. How was that for yourself?
I mean, it's good. If someone offered me pole and 2nd, of course, I'd have snapped their hand off. But yeah, I led the whole race. But it was just tricky after the 2nd safety car. It dropped the target so much that then I just couldn't hang on anymore. And I knew I had to relinquish. And then, yeah, when I was behind, the car was mega. It's just a little bit of strategy of Formula E and not quite been in the right place at the right time, let's say.
It's one thing being on the podium in any race, but to do it for Nissan in Tokyo, the flags, the crowd, the support, the energy, it's been a special weekend for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for much more. All the big bosses, I think, will be pretty happy with what they've seen. So, yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed that I didn't get the win, but I have to be grateful. I mean, I've got a fantastic car, 3 podiums in a row. If you'd offered me that at the start of the season, I'd have definitely took it.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Sorry, but did he say 2nd safety car there? There was only... Just correct me, there was only 1 safety car.
There was only 1 safety car, as far as I'm aware.
How was...
Yeah.
Mortara under
yeah.
investigation energy. So
I
you
was
could pick
about
up, yeah.
I was about to say this, yes. Mortara's under investigation for energy overuse. That's usually a slam dunk.
Where did he finish?
No, he's been disqualified. He's been disqualified.
Yes, he has. That gives Fenestraz a point.
Oh, I'm gutted for Mahindra.
Oh, there we go. They've gone off to an ad break anyway.
Yeah, I'm so gutted for Mahindra. They deserve those points today. I always
no,
have
he
a
didn't,
little
because he
soft-
went over, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's why he's been disqualified. So he didn't, by definition, he didn't deserve those points, Jack.
Yeah, I know, but
racing.
like the race that he did.
And he also was a massive roadblock in that race for everyone
Yeah, I
behind
know,
him.
but it means that he drove the race well, which he did. And so yeah, no, I'm gutted for Mahindra because they are. Yeah, they're always the plucky underdogs, and it's that is gutting. That
No
is gutting
points.
for Eduardo and Mahindra.
So they're the only team with no points on the board at all, and he finished, of course, in 6th place. So
Yeah.
that's even worse going forward. But great news for Sasha Fenestraz, who does make it a double points finish for Nissan on home soil, and more points for ERT as well, with as we said, Seta Kamara getting in 9th now. So there you go. If you're listening in, Seta Kamara up to 9th. Our fan YT on the chat, you can be happier. Well worth getting up
No
in the morning.
Sasha, no life.
Oh, well, so it's changed the results then. So the new top 10 sees, it's still Gunther, Rowan, Dennis, DaCosta, Verline, but now it puts Muller in 6th, Cassidy 7th, Friens 8th, Sedekar 9th, Fenestraz 10th, Vern 11th, Boemi 12th, Hughes 13th. Great fight back from Hughes. That safety car, as you said, Pico, really did help him because he was last and now he's fought back up to 13th place. Proves that car can race.
Yeah, no, fantastic drive from us. Yeah, no, brilliant. Brilliant to make his way through the field. I still don't think that he was the pick for the win. Like a lot of people thought he was from 19th place, but yeah.
Don't know who was
it was
picking
a
that.
very good recovery, nonetheless.
Whoever picked that needs to be examined by the psych ward. Evans 14th, 15th for NATO, Randall on 16th, Drivler 17th, Tictum 18th, and officially out of the race now, Bird, Degrassi, De Vries, but disqualified for Mortar, who has now dropped, as we found out, to 22nd position. Doesn't show it on your screen, but on ours it shows DQ, which is disqualified from the Alchemy systems that we have up here in the comms box. So yeah, changed up now across it. But fastest lap actually went to Dan Tictum on 1:19.731. Now that means nobody gets the bonus point. Nope, I'm going to stand corrected on that one. Fastest lap went to Sam Bird, 1:19.731. And because he's out of the race and as of the top 10, nobody gets the bonus point for that one.
No, it'll be reallocated to whoever got fast up in the top 10.
So who did it? 1:22.5, 1:22.4, well, that's going to go to Cassidy then. 1:21.902. Oh no, Gunther, 1:21.699. Gunther gets 26 points from this event, not 25. Okay.
Yep.
And Roland still got 3 for pole position, so that's okay. What a good race that was. In fact, that puts them 23 to 26. There's only a 3-point gap between the first and second. That's not bad at all in that one. Okay, we'll take a few minutes while they get ready for the podium, and we'll hand back over to the world feed. Hopefully Tom Brooks is still in commentary. If not, we apologise for having JJ.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Give us a fingers crossed if it is, as we'll hand back over to the world feed.
Maximilian Gunther takes his 5th career win in Formula E, his 2nd for Maserati. Crucially, his and the team's first win since Jakarta last year as well. That is exactly what it means. Time that one to perfection. Roland let him go, gave him the race lead, and we thought that might be a blinder of a strategy. Turned out to be to his detriment, and ultimately is what cost him the race win.
Yeah, you can almost hear relief in Roland's voice that, I let you pass the 10 laps to go because I would not make the end of the race without, using the amount of energy I was out front. So it just seems that was his only option.
Yeah, sounds like strategy is being key. Listening.
I did drifting, I did. Yeah, right here, I spun out. I did like a spin right here.
Oh, the mics don't work on the ride along.
Did you see how far up the inside I got of you there on the last lap?
No.
I wanted to surprise you before I'm going to have a go. Because you went so slow.
I wanted to have a go and you did.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
You had a go on Edo here, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. That's, I think, when I took my first attack mode, because you slowed each other down.
Yeah.
You're not trusting?
No, but I tried to avoid full trust.
Okay. And they've lost it.
Sounds about right.
We had
Here's the points then. Ooh, Pico. Cassidy and Verline level on points at 63.
Ooh.
And it's only a
Is
point.
this before or after the Mortara disqualification there?
After.
This will be after, I think.
So Roland and Dennis on 54 and 53. Gunther 48. Evans 39. Level with Vern. Bird still 37. Frines 23 and Bohemian 20. That's a very close championship. I like that a lot. Top 8 especially. And, okay, further down, 20 for Acosta. That links him further up. Hughes 18, same as Van Dorn. Fenestraz and Nato on 9. Yeah, Mortara's been disqualified. So, no points for Mortara, Degrassi, DeFries, Drew, or Tinkton. Not what I'm expecting from two previous champions of the series. To have no points. Okay, let's go.
Well, they've got Mahindra powertrains. So.
I think we've got, I don't know if it's AJ or Georgie. Let's go down to them. It's Georgie.
Costa finishes 4th today. An aggressive move towards the end. Can you walk us through it, and would you do anything differently?
Look, I'm not one to just sit and look, and I thought I had the pace advantage and the energy advantage, and I tried to move on the outside. I know it's always risky, but he didn't leave me enough room, and I had to brake, otherwise I would have hit the wall, and then I lost out to Jake and lost out the podium. So disappointed, but yeah, I have to assume that some people are cleaner than others, and I know Ollie is a super aggressive driver, but aggressive is fine, but over the limit is another one. If I don't brake, I crash out of the race there. So a little bit disappointed with that. I hope they look into it, because if we open a precedent for this, then yeah, it is what it is.
Thank you. Antonio Field.
Okay,
you can hear there from Antonio Felix da Costa. Fairly pragmatic, but obviously not very happy with some of the conduct out there.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't happy with that incident down at turn 15 where he sort of got squeezed towards the barrier. I mean, it was definitely tight, it was hard racing, but, you know, questionable whether there was a car's width or not. I think that would probably go down as a racing incident in my eyes, but obviously not happy with that, because that cost him a podium in the end. Jake Dennis getting past.
Yeah, certainly did. Well then, we're ready for the podium celebrations to begin before too long here in Tokyo. Actually, an indoor podium as well. I think they were just a bit worried about the rain that we had yesterday morning, to be completely honest with you. But nonetheless, a really exciting first race in Tokyo. Tell you, the man who was on the move, 19th on the grid, is where Nick Cassidy started. Eventually classified in 7th place into the points. Really impressive result.
But finished on the road in 9th.
The dream ticket to the top that they were hoping about, but nonetheless, I think he'll be pretty happy with that, and we'll be catching up with him in a couple of moments as well.
Yeah, no, he'll be very happy with that, and that crucially holds on to the championship lead, which is something that it's suffered in the last couple of races. He has lost ground, he has lost that lead that he built, but he still keeps him well in contention, and we have got a lot of races still to come.
Absolutely. Let's head down to Georgia then, who is with the man who now ties at the top in the championship standings. Nick Cassidy. In fact, I beg your pardon, we will hopefully get that a little bit later on, because we're going to go to the podium celebrations. First of all, here in Tokyo.
Yep.
Levelled the Nissan fans celebrating like they won the race, by the way.
Yeah, notice that too. Who's going to tell him? One thing I'm worried about is the fact that Alexa's doing the podium ceremony as always. But that is a very loud speaker reverb around there, and the way that she has to shout normally, I hope she's adjusted it, otherwise she's going to deafen about 1,000, 2,000 people. Maybe a lot, actually. Now I'm getting Berlin vibes.
I've just been doing some looking up, so some stats for you. Oliver Rowland has now scored more points than he has in his entire Mahindra career this season.
Alone. Wow.
Yeah. He is now scored. He's on 53 points, isn't it now?
Yeah.
54 points. 54 points. He scored 41 over his year and a half with Mahindra.
Ouch.
So, yeah.
Georgia is now with Nick Cassidy, our joint leader of the championship.
Well, it's definitely not where he wanted to start, but Nick Cassidy goes 19th to 7 on a track that seems like it was pretty hard to overtake on. So walk us through your journey through the field.
Yeah, tough race to be honest. I think we were quite quick. The progress, I guess, shows that. Start of the race was pretty calm, but there's always action going to come, and it was coming all the time. So difficult, trying to stay clean. Sao Paulo lost the front wing. That was the target today. Clean race, and we managed to do that.
Yeah, thank you. Nick Cassidy making the most of the situation.
Yeah, and my handheld mic just flew off the desk and landed on the floor, so I'm just making sure it's okay. Here's the podium. Yeah, and here's the podium ceremony now. It flew off the desk. I've never known that before, ever. It literally just flew off the desk when I sat down. It's not even connected to anything. It just flew off. Dramas you have.
It's too early in the morning.
Yeah.
Microphone. Done with you now, Jeff.
Yeah, it's gone. I guess I won't be using that handheld later. I'll stick with my headset. At least that can't fly off. Unless Megan's in the commentary box. She once literally walked off in Abu Dhabi one year. She walked off with her headphones still on, and she brought the entire commentary box system with her and broke everything. We had to repair everything for 2017.
Classic Megan.
Yes, yes. I paid her. She had to pay the bill. 2 new headsets, a new voice recorder. Cost about 70 quid back in the day. Right.
Alright, that's tough on a student life.
It was in 2017 as well. Nowadays it's fine. Nowadays that I've literally tied her headphones around the pole of the commentary box table so she can't leave with it. Well,
this is the team principle of
Yeah.
Maserati. They have a team principle
the
now.
owner, isn't he? Isn't he the owner?
It was announced as
It's
team
Aznar.
principle. So
Who's Gag's nephew or whatever. The guy who's related to him is like his wife or something.
well, he was introduced as team principle. So, as far as I'm concerned, they finally have a team principle.
Yeah, look at him hugging with a Gag. He's definitely his brother-in-law, I think.
yeah, not exactly hiding anything there, are they, as well?
Okay, at least it's not the Espeleta dynasty in MotoGP.
Well, Liberty will be taking that over soon, so we'll be fine. Crucial thing is, I often said as well, oh, that'll never happen because of the EU bylaws that you can't own a monopoly on racing series. Because MotoGP and Formula 1 are going in different routes, it doesn't clash with monopoly. So Liberty can own both if they want to.
Interesting.
Yeah. It won't happen though. Dorna won't relinquish their biggest earner as much as people want them to. They won't. And if Liberty got hold of it, blimey. Jay Dennis finishes in 3rd place for Andretti. Good start to the season actually. It's been very up and down, but this is definitely round 5 and an up for them. Round 5 only as well. It's mad. Double-header next at Mazzano, and everybody can go, oh, so this is what the attack charge does.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We've done a whole lot of testing, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. Are you trackside for that, Pico? Are you going Mazzano?
I'm not. No, I'm not doing as many. I'm not doing that many races this year. All because of money.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to be a bit more sensible as well. But until I got paid the other day, I had 12 quid in my bank account. So I
feel your pain, my friend.
Yeah.
Responsibility sucks.
Oh yeah, no, I hate it.
If only Formula E looked after its journalists that were there from the beginning. Yourself, Giovanna, me and Ed.
I wasn't there from the beginning. It was Jackie's there from the beginning, and then I joined 2018.
We're both following Formula E.
2019. Yeah.
From the beginning.
I don't know how
Evil
Alexa
collector.
does it. I really don't. She's been on the camera for a couple of years now. How on earth she can get this podium going? I have no idea. Utmost respect to her. I've said it all season long, actually, as well. She's unbelievable. Maximilian Gunther on the back. I've got a sore throat for doing the commentary. I don't know how she can do all that. And then she's going to go after this and host the show. Yeah.
Do you want me to send you some soothers, mate?
Please
I
do.
can send them over to.
Please do.
I'll send them to you after, yeah.
I'm going
I've
back
just been ill.
Are you doing better?
Look, I'm amazed because the morning. Maybe if I go back to bed after this podium, I'll feel a bit better.
I'm doing exactly the same. And to help us along, it is the German national anthem. Who takes a fantastic race win here in Tokyo. Oh, is it Monaco, not Italy?
Yeah, MSG.
Oh, okay. That's a disappointment.
Venturi, remember?
Oh, yeah. I was expecting the Italian.
This happened in Jakarta, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, right. The Monaco national anthem. Can't imagine Maserati are happy with that one.
Oh, I mean, it's technically still a Monaco-based team, isn't it? It has been since the beginning. I think it's good for them because they've been struggling financially. By the way, only in Japan will you see a cutaway to a man with a Pikachu on his head. In the podium zone. There he is.
I was expecting the Italian national anthem. I'm severely disappointed now. I thought 2 weeks running, Italy, that's good. Inject it into my veins. No, Monaco. Yay.
Well, they're technically just partners, aren't they? They don't.
Are,
well,
yeah.
there's a weird ownership thing going on.
Maserati take a second win, I want to say, of their return.
Yeah, I believe so. I think Chicago was the first.
Yeah. Last season, of course, we were shouting it out. And Nick Homewood was in the com box for that one, I think. I think that was also Ben Edwards commentating. Jake Dennis finishes in third position here in Tokyo.
Nakajima giving the trophy. Right?
Oh, wow. Haven't hugged him.
He's not related to Kazuki or Satoru Nakajima. He's just Nakajima.
Yeah. Very common name, actually, isn't it? Tell you one thing, actually. Kamui Kobayashi, I can't remember, where did he race last weekend? Oh, in the NASCAR at Kota. Horrible luck. Kept getting hit round as well. Stonehouse Jr. as well, just punting him, and John on the Nemechek doing the same thing. Max Gunther takes the race win. First of the season. What?
Oh. Don't even get to see him lift the trophy. Thank you, PIF and Sabic and Saudi Arabia.
They've literally just...
That's all you get.
What? They've signed off? What? It's 7:27.
They seem not many people be watching this time in the morning.
You've got 3 minutes.
Yeah, they need to do the ads and then the next thing.
Oh, for goodness sake. Are we still in Watershed? My God. Hi, Pico. Hi, Ed.
Yeah.
Right.
£30 to watch ads. That is what TNT Sports is, my friends.
I'll try and get
We couldn't have had 5 seconds more just to
Hang
see him
on.
lift the trophy there.
It's
So
champagne
pathetic.
time. I'll put my lemonade up and float it against.
I haven't even got the
logo.
logos with me. I'm still in my pajamas, if I'm being completely honest. And I was able to smuggle.
Here we go. This is what they want to see.
Yeah.
This is what they want to
Yes.
see. Yeah. No, not your bum tigger. Turn back around.
There we
Yeah.
go. Celebrations. Brilliant. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Big tigger.
What on earth was...
Saviour.
Oh, good. I'd just like to point out, good. We've ended the celebration to watch a highlight of a football match that nobody cares about because it happened ages ago. The run-in. Oh, great. Okay, great. Who the hell is in charge? TNT Sports need to get their finger out about this because this is ridiculous, honestly. And I think Whisper need to have a bit of a control over it. I thought Whisper used to do great on their F1 coverage. Ever since they took over with highlights, as well, they now only do highlights. I don't know, it's gone downhill a little bit. Okay, in that case then, let's sum up. We've got nothing else to go, and we've missed out on everything else. So, Ed, starting with you, what did you make of what we've seen here from the first ever Tokyo E-Prix?
Well, first of all, very early in the morning, felt awful. Race was great though. Great drive by Gunther. The biggest positive for me was both McLarens did horribly and scored no points. So that always makes me smile. And also, as my screen turns off because I accidentally nudged the HDMI cable, always good to see a bit of damage done by Jake Hughes to the front wing with Neom written either side of it. So, but in terms of the actual racing, yeah, disappointing for Mortara because I think Pico is right. He did actually defend very well. And a little bit of disappointment for Oliver Rowland, but he got a little bit outfoxed and still second place is good for his championship. I think he's absolutely in that. And in terms of DaCosta versus Rowland, a little bit questionable from Rowland, but I think you're right, sort of on the limit, but I can understand why DaCosta's a bit annoyed about that, but sort of Rowland's got to defend his position somehow, and thank goodness he didn't put him in the wall. Jake Dennis getting quite lucky, getting on the podium. And Nick Cassidy having a good comeback to sort of keep that joint championship lead with Wehrlein, who has sort of sneaked his way back into contention as well. So don't forget about Wehrlein, he's still in this.
Jack Giamano's just said, has the coverage finished? Just stopped. The world feed stopped. Oh, so they've cut the world feed off as well. Well, a signal satellite must be very expensive from Japan. So, great. So that explains why Dario Franchitti hot-footed it out, because he wasn't needed. Got an earlier flight. Pico, what have you made of it? And first of all, thanks for stepping up to the comp box as well. What have you made of the Tokyo E-Prix?
Well, yeah, an absolute honour to be in the comment box with you, Josh. And yeah, no, what a race it was as well. And I apologise that my voice wasn't at 100%.
Better than mine, mate. It's better than mine.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was one. It was a good race. It was a good race, and I think it's a solid race for what all the hype about Tokyo was about. So yeah, no, fantastic. I think that they pulled it off, and I think we should be fine to go back next year.
Absolutely, I want to. It's a fantastic venue, and delivered a great race. 2 in a row, good races. This is getting pretty much standard for Formula E again. And who says you can't race in Generation 3? It seems to all be coming together now, doesn't it? After a year and a half. Next up, though, everything could change, because when we go racing in April at Mazzano, it will be different, because for the first time we will have pit stops back in Formula E with attack charge. Very untested system, and it could all go wrong. So a lot to look forward to.
Not happen at all as well. It could get completely cancelled, Joe.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Could, yeah.
Do you reckon it would? I reckon it would.
It wouldn't surprise me, but as from what we've heard, is Saturday will be normal, Sunday will be the debut of Attack Charge. So we will have at least one race that will be somewhat all right, and then they can test the Attack Charge in Shakedown P1, P2, and P3.
Fingers crossed they do that and don't mess it about.
It genuinely wouldn't surprise me if they do extend at least one of the practice sessions to make sure that the teams have enough time to do attack charge. The reason why they wanted to bring it in Misano is because it's an actual race circuit, so that the infrastructure is somewhat there. And so, yeah, I think hopefully everything will go to plan and we'll finally see it in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, regular now for Formula E, and that's where we are. 2 weeks' time for a double header at Mazzano, and it will be interesting to see what happens. You can keep across all of it via the Formula E zone as well for the FE Bar, which is on Monday night at 8 p.m. And are you looking forward to hosting that as well and getting all everything sorted with that?
Yeah, my voice will hopefully recover by then. I am at work tomorrow, so I am at work both Saturday, tomorrow and Monday, so I've got today for my voice to recover, basically.
We'll let you get off and get it sorted. Thank you very much to Jack, and thank you very much to Ed as well. Thanks to all of you at home. Well worth getting up for. Everyone now can head back to bed for a couple of hours because the Tokyo E-Prix has been won by Maximilian Gunther. Next up here on the channel, we take a little bit of a day off because we're back Monday at 12 a.m. So technically Sunday night, but yeah, it's the NASCAR race in Richmond that's coming up as well. Next week, we're back with, well, everything Formula One from Japan, and we've also got the MotoGP from America and NASCAR in there too. Thanks for your company, Jack. Thanks for your company, Ed. Thanks to all of you at home as well. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time at Mazzano. Bye-bye.